Hi, it is Friday morning, 20th of September. This channel is Drips Media, and I will be covering financial news from New York stock exchanges before markets open. The regular trading for the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. My name is Daniela Drips. I will be quickly covering yesterday's closing data, main indexes, and the key companies. Please follow us online.
Good morning. This is Drips Media, lid from New York. Drips Media, the revolutionary digital service that transforms the way you stay informed. With Drips Media, you get real-time news delivered in dynamic short video clips, keeping you updated on the latest headlines as they happen. Our cutting-edge technology curates and condenses top stories. Whether you're on the go or just need a quick update, Drips News ensures you're always in the know, effortlessly. Stay connected, stay informed, and experience news like never before with Drips News.
Welcome back to Market Wrap. Let's dive into yesterday's closing numbers, which painted a very positive picture across the board. The Dow Jones Industrial Average soared, closing at 42,025.2, marking a significant gain of 1.3% for the day. This impressive performance effectively reversed 2 consecutive days of losses for the index. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 wasn't far behind, ending the day at 5,713.6. This represents a robust 1.7% increase, successfully bouncing back from the previous day's losses. And finally, the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite truly outshined the competition, surging to close at 18,014.0. This translates to a remarkable 2.5% jump, also reversing the losses it experienced in the previous trading session. Now let's zoom in on some of the tech giants that contributed to the NASDAQ's stellar performance. Apple continues its winning streak, closing at $228.90, a significant 3.7% increase. This marks the third consecutive day of gains for the tech giant. Google also enjoyed a positive day on the market, finishing at $162.10. This represents a solid 1.5% gain, extending its impressive run to 7 consecutive days of gains. Microsoft, on the other hand, managed to reverse its recent dip, closing at $438.70. This translates to a healthy 1.8% increase, putting the tech giant back on track after a day of losses. These strong performances from tech heavyweights like Apple, Google, and Microsoft clearly fueled the NASDAQ surge, highlighting the continued investor confidence in the technology sector. But it wasn't just a one-day story for these tech giants. Microsoft, for example, has seen a 2.7% increase over the past 5 days and a solid 5.2% gain since the beginning of the month. Zooming out further, the company boasts an impressive 17% surge since the start of the year. This positive momentum is also reflected in Microsoft's recent performance, with the stock seeing gains in 8 out of the last 10 trading days. Amazon also joined the tech rally, closing at $189.90, a notable 1.9% increase. This positive performance allowed Amazon to reverse the previous day's losses. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, demonstrated remarkable strength, surging to $559.10 at the closing bell. This represents a significant 3.9% gain, marking an impressive streak of 4 consecutive days of gains for the social media giant. NVIDIA, a major player in the graphics processing unit market, closed at $117.90, a substantial 4% increase. This strong performance allowed NVIDIA to break free from a 4-day losing streak, signaling renewed investor confidence. Looking at Microsoft's performance over a longer time frame, we see a similar story of growth. Over the past month, the company's stock has climbed by an impressive 8.7%, and since the start of the year, Microsoft has delivered a remarkable 17% return for its investors. This consistent upward trajectory underscores the company's strong position in the market. NVIDIA, another tech heavyweight, also experienced a positive day, closing at $117.90. This translates to a substantial 4% gain, allowing the company to break free from a 4-day losing streak and signaling renewed investor confidence. However, despite yesterday's gains, NVIDIA has faced some headwinds recently, with its stock down 1.1% over the past 5 days and 1.2% for the month. Despite these short-term fluctuations, NVIDIA remains a strong performer for the year, boasting an impressive 138% gain since January. This long-term perspective highlights the company's resilience and potential for future growth. Looking at the recent past, NVIDIA has seen gains in 5 out of the last 10 trading days, indicating some volatility in its stock price. Now, turning our attention to the financial sector, we saw a mixed bag of results. Bank of America outperformed its peers, closing at $40.90. This represents a solid 3.2% gain, marking an impressive streak of 4 consecutive days of gains. JP Morgan also managed to reverse its recent dip, closing at $210.50. This translates to a healthy 1.4% increase, putting the banking giant back on track after a day of losses. Morgan Stanley followed suit, ending the day at $100.70, a 1.4% increase. This positive performance allowed Morgan Stanley to reverse 2 consecutive days of losses. However, not all financial giants shared in the positive momentum. MasterCard faced headwinds, closing at $493. This represents a slight 0.4% dip, marking 2 consecutive days of losses for the payment processing company. Visa, another major player in the payments industry, also experienced a downturn, closing at $285.20. This translates to a 1.1% decrease, mirroring MasterCard's trend of 2 consecutive loss days. Despite the mixed performance of individual companies, the financial sector overall remains dynamic, with investors closely watching interest rates and economic indicators for future direction. Delving deeper into Bank of America's recent performance, we see a positive trend emerging. The company's stock has climbed by a respectable 5.4% over the past 5 days, and while it's up a modest 0.9% since the beginning of the month, the year-to-date picture is much brighter. Bank of America boasts an impressive 24% surge since the start of the year. This positive momentum is also reflected in Bank of America's recent performance, with the stock seeing gains in 5 out of the last 10 trading days. This suggests a degree of resilience and positive investor sentiment surrounding the bank. Shifting gears now to the world of cryptocurrencies, where we saw a sea of green yesterday. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap, closed at $63,573.70, marking a 1.0% gain. This positive performance extends Bitcoin's winning streak to 4 consecutive days of gains. Dogecoin, often seen as a more lighthearted cryptocurrency, also enjoyed a significant surge, closing at 10 cents. This represents a notable 1.6% increase, marking its 4th consecutive day of gains. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, outperformed both Bitcoin and Dogecoin, closing at $2,552.60. This translates to a robust 3.6% gain, also marking its 4th consecutive day in the green. This widespread positive performance in the cryptocurrency market suggests renewed investor interest and potentially signals a more bullish sentiment in the digital asset space. This positive momentum extends to Bitcoin's performance over the past 5 days, with the cryptocurrency seeing a 7.4% increase. Zooming out further, Bitcoin has gained a respectable 7.8% since the beginning of the month and a robust 50% since the start of the year. This upward trajectory suggests growing confidence in Bitcoin's long-term prospects. Looking at the recent past, Bitcoin has seen gains in 6 out of the last 10 trading days, indicating a degree of stability in its price movement. This was Drips News. Please follow us online.